So, hello people, and welcome to another episode of Ohana Hobby Workshop. You're joined by myself, Mango Smasher, and yeah, today's I think episode 13 now, or could be 14, I'm not quite sure, of Mango's journey. So, as you can see, things are happening again. On Sunday I had an MRI for my pelvis, a full pelvis one, and also at the same time I was supposed to have my full spinal MRI. That never happened, just for the pure reason of apparently the machine wasn't working on that day for that specific type of MRI. And yeah, so I've got to go back for that. I might have to be sedated for that one though. That one has to be a bit more in depth because I have to go fully in. And yeah, so we then get to Monday, completely fine. Monday night, I decided to pop my shoulder. So I popped my my right shoulder, and it wasn't. I didn't mean to do it. I basically grabbed a drink off the side whilst I was settling down for the night, and yeah, I grabbed it in an awkward way. So unfortunately, I popped my shoulder out of place and popped it back in. It was completely fine. Had a bit of pain there, as you normally would. Got up in the morning and I could barely move my arm. So that happened. And when I started trying to do a live stream, the pain got progressively worse to the point where I could barely move my hand, my arm, without having shooting pain down in my shoulder. So I had to stop. For once, I actually had to stop because I just couldn't. I've had to do it a few times, and I feel quite bad about doing this sort of thing, stopping when my health gets bad or I'm in too much pain. I did touch on that on the live stream. I feel guilty about it because I'm not sticking to things I've said I'll do and stuff like that. So I had to stop, and I went and laid down, and I started getting more pain, and I started getting pains in my ribs and in my chest. So I'd done our medical service over, I think it's 101. I'd done one of those online. They said to call my doctors, so I was like, okay, then cool. Phone my doctor, explained to them the situation, and they basically turned and said, right, you need to go straight to hospital. I was like, okay then, can't you guys deal with it there? And they were like, well, no, we don't deal with that stuff. Because it's classed as a limb issue, they don't deal with it, apparently, according to my doctors. So they've sent me all the way to the hospital. So I've got to hospital, and I was there for a good, I think I ended up getting there about 3 o'clock, about 3, half 3. And then from there onwards, I basically just waited around for this appointment to get seen. And when that happened, they basically prodded me about a bit, caused me a hell of a lot of pain. But I get they have to do that. They then sent me for x-rays on my arm, and so that was even more painful because they had to get me in certain positions for the x-rays to come out properly. So I had those and then sat waiting again. And I've gone into the next appointment to talk to them about it, and they were like, okay, right, we've got some good news. You haven't trapped a nerve. You haven't popped it back in properly. It's popped in properly. They goes, but what we can see from the x-ray, they goes, it's not that clear. The person couldn't see clearly properly, but they've turned and said just from the X-ray and from everything, I've damaged my AC joint, or I'll put the actual proper name in description. And so I've damaged part of my shoulder. So there is that. And it's quite humorous, it really is. And it just seems at the minute, I just have so much bloody going wrong at the minute. With health-wise, so I've had that. But also, I have new breast forms, as well, as you can probably tell. If not, well, I just spotted it. Point out to you guys, it's kind of weird. Because I'm taking more steps. I am on codeine for my arm now. So yeah, like, I've got a load of new clothing, as you can see. This is all now pure female. My t-shirts can technically be done as non-binary, but everything else is female. So that's another thing that's happened with me. I've also started IPL. So IPL is a form of laser treatment that you can do at home. It is one of the safer. It's the safer option of the lasers. So I've started on my face, doing hair removal on my face, and then as the sessions, as I go through it all, I will keep going down the rest of my body that's allowed to be lasered. Obviously, I can't laser where my tattoos are, so I have to think of another way in for that. But mentally, I'm still in a bit of a rough patch, to be perfectly honest. And it's difficult. It really is. To go through stuff. Always has been for me. I've got so much that I need to do. I've got so much I want to do. And yeah, it's going to be interesting with everything over the next few months. I've got a lot of stuff I'm planning for my own personal stuff, so there'll be a lot of other personal things that are coming, where we just deal with loads of little different things, and I just talk about stuff. So obviously this is all to do with talking about my journey and stuff like that. I did try waxing for the first time on my back, and oh fucking boy, I would not recommend it. It's good for what it does, don't get me wrong, but Jesus Christ, I was not expecting that. So like, I'm really starting to up the game now with how I look. I changed my diets and stuff like that. So it's an interesting one. But yeah, so these videos are a bit scarce. I know that in a minute with this series, because there's not much that's happening at the current minute. But now things are starting to move on. So I've got breast forms now. So the one that I have is not I think I just hit the mic then, because I've got the mic attached to this. This is a bonus. It really is a bonus. So the one that I personally have, and I've had one like this before. It's a full chest, and it also on the back. So obviously it has like the full latex and everything. So there is that one. That's the one that I've personally gone for. Whereas I know some people would just use just the actual cup. Whereas me, I prefer. I've had this same company. I had one from there 2 years ago. And I didn't feel comfortable, not because of the forms, and they just didn't feel me. I felt unproportioned and stuff. Whereas with these ones, I've had them now for about a week, over a week now, and I've been really happy with them and feeling more feminine in myself, and I'm starting to learn more as well. So surprising, with one arm, I've managed to make up okay and get dressed okay, because I'm in excruciating pain. I'm on codeine 4 times a day. So I'm just trying to really plod along, get stuff sorted. I was supposed to be painting up an entire army, but we'll go with that in other videos. But yeah, so thank you for watching. Obviously, I will try and keep these videos up as much as possible. I will do my best to keep everyone updated. I will try and do at least one a week just to talk about how the week's gone. So they might not be massively long. There might be a few minutes. It might be 10. It just depends of how things are going for myself. But yeah, I've got a lot of things planned to do with myself. I think one of the biggest things will be a new tattoo. But obviously, I will go over that when that happens. I will probably speak to the tattooist and see if I can do a live stream to do that, where we will possibly do an Instagram live when it gets done. So that'd be interesting. That happens. Obviously, if not, I will just see if I can record it and get a time lapse the tattoo. But we'll go from there. But yeah, so on that note, thank you for people watching. And yeah, if you want to know anything else or have any questions about my journey, transitioning, or just me in general, just pop in the description. And yeah, whether it's wig related, anything with transitioning, I've been learning as I go. So, but yeah, so on that note, thank you for watching. Yeah, subscribe and like and comment if you want. And yeah, we'll see you in another episode of Mango's Journey. Have a good one.